So how can you become more comfortable on camera? If you're like most people, you can be really comfortable talking to your best friend or talking to two colleagues over lunch or dinner or enjoying your favorite beverage, talking about a sports event. You're comfortable, you're relaxed, you're in the zone. You're not thinking about how am I coming across. But once a camera's on, there's bright lights on, there's microphones there, that's when we tense up. We feel uncomfortable. If that's ever happened to you, just means you're a normal human being. You're not comfortable doing that because it's strange, it's weird. Anytime you're in a completely new environment, it's natural to feel uncomfortable. If you've never ever been in a swimming pool and you don't know how to swim, someone throwing you in the pool is going to feel pretty uncomfortable. Even walking in up to your knees is going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel scary. Well, it's exactly the same thing when you're speaking in front of a camera. Now, you might not have to swim on a daily basis for your job unless you're a professional swimming teacher. But these days, more and more people do find that a part of their job is to speak in front of a camera. Whether it's conducting meetings on Zoom, interviewing people virtually, maybe making a video newsletter about what your team is up to be shared with other colleagues in your organization once a week. You have to be on camera, whether you like it or not. Now, you might not try to become this massive Mr. Beast social media influencer. You're just trying to do your job and you got to speak on camera, but every time it makes you uncomfortable. So how can you solve that problem? Now, I can't promise I can make you the next Oprah Winfrey and be so warm and comfortable on camera. People give you billions of dollars. No one can promise you that. But I can promise you that I can help you be a lot more comfortable on camera and get you to the point where you're not perspiring, you're not getting flop sweat, you're not thinking, oh, I hope this would hurry up and finish and over. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I can't stand this. Because that is what happens to so many people who are professional, intelligent, hardworking, educated, and have good ideas to share with people. The biggest problem most people have is they're just not on camera enough. If you want to be more successful, then improve your communication skills. The best way to do that? Smash the subscribe button right now. Imagine if you only drove a car once every 5 or 7 years. I don't know about you, but I would find that very nerve-wracking. I'd be thinking, oh, I forgot what I do. Where's the brake? Where's the clutch? Do I check these mirrors? How do I make sure the wipers go? All of these things I'd be thinking about because I hadn't done it in 5 years. How do I know when I'm changing lanes that I won't bump into someone? It would be a nerve-wracking experience. But since I drive a car almost every day, or certainly every week, I just hop in the car and I'm not thinking about it. I'm thinking about where I want to go or what I'm going to do for fun. Once you get to the point where you're on video, you're speaking to a camera often enough, you'll be so comfortable, you can focus your mind on other issues, bigger issues, like am I actually communicating with this person? Am I being memorable to the people watching this? Am I being interesting to people on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or any other place watching this video? You can focus on that. But it does take a while to build a comfort zone because there's something inherently a little bit scary about speaking to a camera. Because when you're speaking to a camera, intellectually you realize, okay, this is being recorded or it could be recorded. It could be sent to the whole world. In theory, if I say something really stupid, it could be seen by 8 billion people. Now, that's not going to happen. But inside your brain, there's a part of you thinking that is a risk. That's scary. So I understand feeling a little uncomfortable, but you've got to look at what the other risk is. If you don't speak on camera and you just stay hidden, you don't speak out, there is another huge risk. That is the risk of obscurity. That is the risk of your clients, your customers, your bosses, your colleagues not knowing what you're doing, wondering if you're doing anything, wondering about your competence. If you can't articulate what you're doing, what the value is you're providing, and doing it on camera, these days, it's almost like you don't exist. Not everyone has a final work product that just stands on its own. We have to talk about our work. Even best-selling authors, novelists have to talk about their work. They have to go on talk shows and be in front of cameras to talk about it. So virtually nobody can simply do the work never speak and never speak on camera. Speaking on camera is now as commonplace as speaking on the phone was for the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Sure, there was a time in 1925 when you could get along fine in your career without speaking on the phone. But after a while, that really limited your career. I want you to get to the point where talking in front of a camera is no different than talking to your very best friend who is 2 feet away from you in a completely comfortable environment. And the number one thing that will do that is to simply seek out more opportunities to speak. Now, for many people, it's a simple function of you're invited to a Zoom call. Maybe there's 10, 20, maybe 50, maybe 1,000 people on it. Turn your camera on and ask one question. The human nature thing to do is, I don't want to be in front of everyone. My question's not that important. They seem to be short on time. Meanwhile, the host or the moderator is saying, are there any questions? Oftentimes there are no questions. And also the thought is, if I say this, what if it's not a good question? What if people think I'm stupid? I'll just keep it to myself. Chances are you wouldn't do that if you were in a face-to-face meeting with 2 colleagues. You got a question in your mind, you just throw it out because you're relaxed, you're comfortable. Something that will make you more comfortable speaking on camera is treating that online meeting the same as if it were a meeting with 2 people. So first step, turn your camera on. Let people see you. Let your brain be aware of the fact that other people can see me. It's going to feel a little uncomfortable at first, especially if there are a lot of people on the call. And then ask a question. Don't worry about how smart it is. Don't worry about if your grammar is perfect or if you mispronounce a word. No one's going to remember or care. Instead, just ask one question. You can do it maybe in 7 seconds. Ask the question, listen. Be on camera when the other person is answering your question. Look at them, nod. All of these things will accumulate in your body and your brain intellectually and just psychologically. You'll start to be more familiar with speaking on camera. And it's going to make it easier for the next time and the next time and the next time. Now, my last big tip, I know you're not going to like it. You may even think, well, that may work for other people, but I'm not going to do it. But the biggest tip of all, this last tip, is you need to watch yourself in video after you've spoken. Yeah, I really want you to do that. Whether it's a Zoom call, whether it's a quick 30-second update you made for everyone on your team, I need you to watch yourself on video. But here's the tricky part. Watching yourself on video is easy. But the hard part is not fixating on what you don't like. Oh my God, I said once. Wow, I'm getting fat. It's easy to pick yourself apart. Not helping you. It's not helping you at all. If you want to build comfort in front of the camera, if you want to be just as comfortable talking on camera as you are talking to your best friend in person, you need to watch yourself every time you appear on video. And you need to do just one thing. You got to figure out what you liked about yourself and make a mental note to do more of that in the future. Do not, I repeat, do not fixate on the fact that you said one or 2 ums. Don't fixate on the fact that, your tie was a little crooked, or your blouse or scarf was crooked, or your pocket square was crooked. Now, if it's that like that, make a note not to do that again. That looks ridiculous. But figure out, what is it you like? Do not obsess over flaws. Let me get this just right here, or at least so that it's not distracting. I want you to build your strengths, to figure out what you like. I want you to start a fan club for you on camera. I know it sounds cheesy. I realize it sounds silly. It works. I'm completely comfortable talking to you now, and it's not because I do everything perfectly or have a perfect head of hair or anything else. I'm comfortable because I know exactly how I'm coming across. I'm coming across the way I want to. I'm coming across the way I think is my very best. And I'm convinced I'm giving ideas that are useful to you or a lot of people like you. So it's very difficult for me to actually be uncomfortable in a situation like that. That's where I want you to be. You can do it, but you've got to seek out every opportunity possible to speak on camera, ask questions whenever you can when you're invited to a meeting, and then watch yourself. If not every second of every single meeting, at least 10, 20 seconds, make notes of what you like, do more of that. Build your strengths, and over time, you'll be just as comfortable on camera as you are at your favorite restaurant talking to your best friend.